So I'm sitting here with Yuri Milner from GST Capital, and Yuri, this is my first visit to Russia, and I've got to say, there's been a lot of excitement in Silicon Valley about your investments in companies like Facebook and Groupon, Zynga. Can you explain why you're making such large investments at relatively high valuations? What makes you so positive about the future of these companies?
Well, we have this vision that social is going to be just very important in the next 10 years, and we're trying to find the companies who are leading in what they do, and we also think that social is a very significant accelerator, and you would see the companies that otherwise would grow much slower, and now they can grow in 18 to 24 months to be pretty significant businesses, and that's what's very exciting.
I've got to ask this. What's the latest on the guy from Chatroulette? Apparently you invested in him?
We have not done this investment, and I don't think anybody did this investment as yet, so okay. I cannot comment on that.
But yeah, I think you said you want to do the investment. Do you still want to do it?
Well, it just depends on a lot of things, and I would not really comment on that right now.
Okay. So one of the things that we've been doing over the last couple of days is visiting with Russian officials, Russian businesses, and one of the overriding messages is that corruption is still one of the biggest issues that Russians are concerned with. The courts, for example, may not be following rules as they should. Can you comment about the situation of corruption in Russia? Is that the significant issue for you, or if it's not, what is?
Well, the sector that we are investing in, which is internet, we don't really see that. We're dealing with pretty smart young people who are 20, 25, 30 years old. And this is our constituency, so we don't really need any government permits or any licenses to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing.
Okay. One of the things that created a lot of excitement among the venture capitalists and private equity investors was the visit to President Medvedev's office. And he had a very positive message. He seemed like he was in sync with President Obama, right? The idea that there's a win-win in relations between U.S. and Russia. But then there was a number of investors who weren't so positive, right? American investors who thought that maybe he didn't have, let's say, the balls or the willingness to actually follow through on some of the things that he believes in. Just wondering what you think of the president and the future of U.S.-Russian relations.
Well, I think that the fact that you guys are here with a whole bunch of venture capital firms is a very good sign. We actually invited a few Russian startups for you guys to meet and see how this market operates here. On the other hand, we are doing some investments in US and globally, so I think this is a good trend, and that kind of shows that things are actually pretty good. Now, in terms of the initiative of the president, I think this is more about building the infrastructure of the technology investments in Russia. But it will really be up to the private sector to make these investments, but the investment that the government is going to make is really going to be the infrastructure, which I think is very positive.
Yeah.
But everything will depend on the real entrepreneurs and the real investments. And the guys that just came here today, I hope some of them will just go ahead and do some investments here.
Are you getting jealous that maybe the Americans are going to start investing in the U.S.? I mean,
Americans in the U.S.?
Well, no, excuse me, in Russia, because you're actually investing in Russia, so they must be asking themselves,
actually,
what are we doing coming over here?
Actually, we're hosting this dinner, and we invited, the startups that we're not invested in, and
right.
I think we are here to really facilitate some sort of transactions, and we don't view it really as a competitive situation, and we're welcoming U.S. funds who might, do these investments, and some of them actually have done that.
Great. Last question. Like, what's next for Yuri in terms of investments? Is it the U.S., Russia, and if it's the U.S., which companies are you interested in?
Well, that's a good question. We are actually looking globally, and you might, hear from us pretty quickly. But I just can't comment on something that's ongoing.
Okay, great, Yuri. Thanks for taking the time, and thanks for hosting this dinner.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye.